Did you know that your favorite processed foods could be increasing your risk of cancer? A new study is sounding the alarm, suggesting that a diet rich in ultra-processed foods, or UPFs, can heighten the risk of mouth and throat cancers. But what exactly are UPFs? They're the ready-to-eat meals, the fizzy sodas, the crunchy chips we often reach for when we're short on time or in need of comfort. They're cheap, they're convenient, and they're everywhere. Yet these same foods are known drivers of obesity, a condition already linked to various types of cancer. Despite this knowledge, we continue to fill our shopping carts with these foods due to their convenience and affordability. But researchers are now warning that the convenience of these foods might come at a high cost. This is a shocking revelation about the potential risks we may be taking every time we choose these ultra-processed foods over healthier alternatives. It seems that the convenience of these foods might come at a high cost. So what exactly did this new study find? Well, let's dive right in. The study in question is the European Prospective Investigation into Cancer and Nutrition, more easily referred to as the EPIC study. This massive undertaking is the largest of its kind in Europe, and it focuses on ultra-processed foods, often abbreviated as UPFs. You know the ones, ready-to-eat meals, sodas, chips, and the like. These are the foods that, while convenient and often cheap, have been proven to be major contributors to obesity. Keep in mind, this isn't just an overnight study. We're talking about tracking the dietary habits and lifestyles of nearly 500,000 people over a span of approximately 14 years. That's right, 14 years of data collection to understand the impact of UPFs on our health. But here's where it gets interesting. The new study, carried out by the University of Bristol and the International Agency for Research on Cancer, sought to establish whether the intake of UPFs and the occurrence of head and neck cancers in the EPIC cohort could be caused solely by an increase in body fat. What the researchers found was pretty startling. They discovered that a mere 10% increase in UPF consumption was linked to a 23% higher risk of developing head and neck cancers and a 24% greater risk of esophageal cancer. The study's authors suggest that this increased risk may partly stem from additives, packaging, and manufacturing processes involved in creating UPFs. However, they also acknowledge that it's not yet clear whether these health risks are driven by underlying factors like socioeconomic status, or if UPFs themselves are the culprits. The researchers have called for further study to reflect current consumption patterns, as the data from the EPIC study, which dates back to the 90s, may not accurately represent our present-day higher levels of UPF consumption. The results are quite alarming, aren't they? It's a sobering reminder that what we consume can have a significant impact on our health, but it's also a call to action that we need to pay closer attention to what we're putting into our bodies. But what could be causing this increased risk? That's the million-dollar question. The study's authors suggest that the risk may be partly due to additives, packaging, and manufacturing processes associated with ultra-processed foods. These elements could potentially introduce harmful substances into our bodies, leading to an increased risk of cancers. However, the plot thickens. There's an ongoing debate whether the underlying factors, such as individual health status and socioeconomic conditions, are the true culprits, or if the ultra-processed foods themselves are to blame. This uncertainty underscores the complexity of our relationship with what we eat and how it impacts our health. The researchers emphasize the need for further study, reflecting current consumption patterns. They point out that the data from EPIC, collected in the 90s, might not represent the current, potentially higher levels of ultra-processed food consumption. Clearly, there's much more to learn about the risks of processed foods, but for now, it might be wise to reconsider that next bag of chips or can of soda. If you found this information helpful, please consider subscribing to EGC Specials.